What's up, everybody? Cranky Yankee back here, and I didn't upload for FP1 because I literally was not allowed. And so it's I thought this would be the least cranky. You know, that's where the name comes from, Cranky Yankee, because I have to wake up at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. for all these Grand Prix to bring you guys updates. But the practice session, you know, I'm pretty close to the natural local time in Mexico, but yeah, I think it's because I'm making so much content. They're not allowing. I can't upload anything. So it's so much more important now than ever to help me grow this channel, so I can keep bringing you guys stuff. They're not going to let someone upload who's not like growing rapidly or not a big channel. So I appreciate everything you guys have done. It's only been a couple months and we've grown tremendously. So that's my plug. Thank you. And let's keep going, because otherwise they're just not going to let me. So what I'm going to have to do is keep posting this stuff on the blog. So if you want some of this content, I can't risk uploading it to YouTube. There's not going to let it happen. But let's go through the FP2 results of the Mexico Grand Prix. And the Ferrari, I alluded to it again. I made 2 videos. I couldn't upload them, but I did talk about it in the upload from Ricardo's onboard and why he messed up the start. The Ferraris are going to be favored. And when you look at, especially last year, why they didn't take pole, because poles have to battle at every race. But in Mexico, it's really good to have 2 drivers up at the top of the race and one on pole, because you can play a strategic game to definitely squeeze out as many points as possible. And it was the Sector 2 times that they really struggled with. And that's where Red Bull were kind of taking over. And when you look at how Ricardo got pole, it's because, yeah, he ran a really fast second sector, and they went yellow. The Ferraris went yellow last year in their qualifying. So it was a lot of driver error, and at the same time, just a good pole lap from Ricardo. But the Ferraris look good, and despite the fact that Leclerc struggled tremendously. Every driver is struggling tremendously, and it's a dream come true for me. I love talking tires. So Vettel is P1 at 1:16.607. It's slower than last year. Red Bull, you have Max Verstappen at a 1:16.722, so splitting the Ferraris with Leclerc at 1:17.072. You got Valtteri running 39 laps at 1:17.221, and these are all, like I said, the quali sims. So this is basically what it's going to look like. And even in the race simulations, the silver arrows didn't look very good. So that's not terribly surprising. But you know, Mexico is usually the place that they clinch just because of where it is in the calendar, and that's where Lewis has clinched lately. But Valtteri looks really strong and better than before. So this is one of his better years, and I just don't see it happening unless you have a complete Valtteri meltdown, which again I don't really see happening, especially because he just won. He just won the last race, so we just forget and don't give the guy enough credit. But I don't think Lewis is going to clinch. You've got the Toro Rossos, who, you know, best of the rest is kind of like, I read about it, but kind of bleeding into the actual form and pace of the top drivers. So you notice Alex Albon's not on this. He had a shunt P20, obviously, and it was pretty bad. It looked a lot like, actually, for the Alex Albon fans out there, it looked a lot like Sochi. So I linked actually to it if you don't remember what that was like, but I'll go ahead and link his wreck in Sochi. But it looked a lot like that. Him just taking something too fast. He went in a lot harder than I had realized, though. So I didn't actually catch if they talked about it, but it might be a gearbox. I'll let you know ASAP, though. So that's why you don't see Albon up here. McLarens were split by Hulkenberg, who his partner Danny Rick in 13th. Lance came back pretty good after FP1 shunt. Again, I uploaded some awesome footage of that, slowing it down and looking at the slow-mo and tire spin. Of course, I just couldn't upload it, which is really frustrating because that was an awesome video. You had, and I believe one of these had a very high number of, so yeah, Hulkenberg only ran 23 laps, but 46, yes. So the Giovinazzi with 46 laps in P16. I want to note that. But you have Lando Norris splitting or coming in just behind Hulkenberg. Then, like I said, you got the Racing Points 11 and 12. Sergio, you know, hometown, you want him to run well. I mean, he's running decent. I don't necessarily see anything crazy happening in his home race. But let's see. Hopefully it's just not a DNF. A mechanical failure would be a big bummer in Mexico. I like seeing, obviously, the drivers run well in their home race. Kimi in P14, just continue his string of weird races. Didn't feel like he started off really strong, so I don't know what's going on there. I'll have to make sure to watch twice as hard. Maybe I'll write about it if you guys want. But his P3 in quali session. So The Haas look pretty bad. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't think anyone's surprised by that, but they don't look very good. They struggle with their aero package and their tire deg. So at a place where Mexico is probably feels like a mystery to them. They've got decent straight line speed with the Ferrari engine, but yeah, they don't look very good at all. Wouldn't expect anything at all from them. Again, not that anyone would based on their recent and latest results, but Giovinazzi at 46 laps. Doing a pretty good program. You've got P18, George Russell coming back. He took his seat back from Latifi, who is all but locked up Kubica's spot for next year. I mean, I really wouldn't see. I would be surprised if we see anything else happen. So Latifi, actually, for what it's worth, didn't run very good. I'm not the sort to not to give someone a break just because they're new or something like that. I think that he really, next to George Russell, he didn't run that good, but that's okay. Again, he's a rookie. Sure, he's I don't know if he even got a lot of sims in. He's pretty green, and the track was green, so I don't know. I just wasn't terribly impressed with his FP1 session. I had a video about that. I got taken down, but I do want to write about that one because that one's interesting, is how he's going to translate. I think that'll be for a later date. So if you're interested in that and you're still watching, thank you, but be on the lookout for that. Kubica P19, Albon P20, and Albon looked pretty good, actually. I'm not going to lie to you. He did look pretty good. He did look like I expect, depending on if it's a gearbox or not, I expect a pretty strong comeback from him. So, yeah, that rounds out all 20. I wanted to take a second and talk about each of the drivers at least. So, I think they focus too much on the top of the pack, and I wanted to make sure to give you guys a little bit of insight on how the rest of the pack is looking. So, really, I think the only... I think I'm gonna start doing a 1.5. So really, of this, I think if I had to put something on it, I would say Kvyat's gonna have a strong race. Carlos Sainz is Mr. Smooth operator himself, will be reliable, I think, and I think really it's the best of the rest is gonna be his come Sunday. I think Albon probably he might face a penalty again. I'll let you know, but. Yeah, I don't really see Danny Rick doing much in this race. I don't really see Sergio doing much in this race, frankly. I want to, though. I wouldn't be surprised if Lance Stroll came pretty good. It's hard having a shunt and then coming back at P11 and beating your partner, but he's been what? He's made FP3 one time? I think he's only made it twice in his career in F1, and it was both at Monza, so... You gotta qualify well. That's half the battle. So tire talk, I'm not gonna do it on this video, but tire talk is huge. What they do with tires is massive. And so if you saw the video and the infographic I made you guys, Red Bull's got the most soft tires. So we'll see what happens. But based on how we're looking now, it looks like Red Bull has the most options. And I don't know the extent of Albon's damage, but does that mess with the program they're on? I don't think so. Christian Horner came on and said he doesn't expect too much, but. There's just a lot of storylines at play. Lewis is trying to clinch, doesn't expect to win. There's a lot of swirl about who's won in Ferrari and who's two. Max is coming out, he'll clear as the number one driver ever at this circuit if he can win. So that's at play. You got basically Albon trying to lock up his seat. Sergio at his home race. Danny Rick and Hulkenberg coming off the illegal preset brake bias, and they're already saying, well, we don't expect anything big. Well, why would that matter? Like, I just don't get the rhetoric there. But so there's a lot at play. Kimi running just a weird string of races, and now he's down again on his recent form. And so I'd like to say George Russell will have a race out of nowhere. I get the feeling looking at his lap times, but I don't know. We'll see. So that's the update. You got a quick little touch on everyone. F1, go ahead, block this video. I don't know how you're going to do it, but I'm sure you'll find something, man. So sorry guys, I couldn't upload any cool content, like any videos or something like that. Just telling you now, I'm going to put videos on here. Like if they want to follow it back and try to claim it's not fair use, go for it. But I'm going to put some stuff on the blog itself. So be on the lookout for that. I'll make session blogs, and I don't care. I'm going to put, because it's fair use, I'm going to put a couple breakdowns on this specific blog. So if you're interested in that, cool. If not, that's fine too. Thanks for checking out. If you're new to the channel, subscribe if you want to see my battle with F1, but also just these updates. I'll go do them as much as humanly possible, as fast as possible. So you'll get all the session updates, and I'll see you guys very, very soon. Thanks a lot.